Now at 5, accused of terrorizing businesses all over Sacramento County. Tonight, the takedown of suspected armed robbers. Assessing the damage from the valley to the Sierra, images of impact from this weekend's paralyzing winds. Honoring a brother, what fire crews from Stanislaus County did moments after learning of a fellow firefighter's death in Ventura County. Plus, we've got late word on Senator John McCain's condition. I'm Curtis Mink. Those stories and the sea creatures spotted in a Sacramento County pond. Keep it right here. Your news starts now.
Getting answers from all across Northern California. This is the CBS 13 News at 5.
And we begin tonight with that takedown of 2 suspected armed robbers accused of terrorizing Sacramento County. CBS 13's Mark Thompson is live outside one of the convenience stores robbed with how cops caught the suspects. Mark?
Yeah, good evening, Curtis. 2 weeks ago, I interviewed the clerk here inside of the Arcos station off of Marconi Avenue. He was robbed at gunpoint. He was still pretty shaken up at the time, but very anxious to help sheriff's officials catch the 5 suspects that were involved. And tonight, sheriff's officials say they have 2 of those suspects in custody. Bold, brazen, and armed with guns for the last month, Sacramento County Sheriff's officials have been tracking a gang of armed men responsible for a series of convenience store robberies throughout both the north and south ends of the county. The suspects would enter 2 or 3 at a time, masks covering their faces, and overwhelm store clerks demanding alcohol, cigarettes, and cash. They even went so far in one instance to rob a customer at gunpoint. But sheriff's officials say they are now making progress.
So yes, we did arrest 2 folks involved in these robberies. We do believe they are involved. We are seeking other persons that we do believe are involved as well. At least 3 more outstanding, and we have recovered both vehicles that we suspect they were using in the past robberies.
And sheriff's officials say that the video and witness statements were key in making those arrests. They are not releasing the names or the mugshots of the 2 suspects at this time, as it is still a very active investigation. And there are 3 more of these suspects out there, and they want to catch them too. That's why they're urging anyone from the public who may have information about these armed robberies to either contact the sheriff's department or you can leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers. Curtis, back to you.
All right, Mark Thompson in the Art and Arcade area. Thank you. We're on storm watch tonight, assessing the damage. We're getting a better glimpse of the impact of this weekend's paralyzing winds. Nearly 50 miles an hour in the valley, 100 miles an hour in the Sierra. These pictures from South Lake Tahoe, where a limb crashed right through a house on Saddle Road. Nobody hurt here, but the renters now have to find a new place to live. In Rancho Cordova, wind knocked down this tree branch, piercing a hole right through a home. Again, nobody hurt, but frightening, absolutely frightening. The winds calmed down today, but tonight CBS 13 meteorologist Lisa Meadows is here tracking wet weather on the way this holiday travel week. Lisa?
Yeah, as we go throughout this work week, especially if you're going over the Sierra, we do anticipate the potential of some accumulating snowfall. So definitely a system that we're going to keep a close eye on, though it will move through rather quickly. Here's the timeline of it. Looking into Tuesday. Now Tuesday, we don't anticipate very much of an impact on Tuesday. It's mainly Wednesday because it'll be moving in late on Tuesday. Some light snow at best for that time frame at least. By Wednesday, the potential for travel delays and chain controls will be in place for the Sierra. Look at this ridge gust, 50 miles per hour, and snow level dropping down to 4,000 feet. Now, how much snow are we talking about here? If you're driving over I-80, making your way to Donner Summit, 4 to 6 inches of snowfall possible with this system. Again, mainly on Wednesday. Highway 50, we're looking at 2 to 3 inches. Now, rainfall amounts for the valley, not too much here. Look at this. Sacramento, about 1/10 of an inch of rain, or even less than that down the San Joaquin Valley. Grass Valley up to about 1/2 of an inch of rainfall. We're going to time this out coming up here with Futurecast coming up shortly. Curtis?
All right, thank you. The strong winds and dry conditions put CAL FIRE to the test this month. The agency normally staffs 15 trucks in peak season, 4 in the winter. But this month, they ramped back up to 15 units. At one point, 11 were in Southern California for the Thomas fire. 3 have since returned to Northern California.
Our forces are getting tired, but that's our job. That's what we signed up for. Fire season started for us in March. Here we are 9 months later, still going strong.
More than 8,300 firefighters remained on the line battling the Thomas fire. And described as a war zone, more homes burned overnight in Ventura County. The 267,000-acre Thomas Fire threatening the Santa Barbara County coastline, including the upscale community of Montecito. The fire has now burned more than 1,000 structures and is 40% contained. This man lives in the Fillmore area.
It's pretty crazy. Went to sleep last night about midnight and then woke up to the roar of this fire coming through about 3 a.m.
The Thomas Fire, now the third largest in modern state history. Tonight, that firefighter who had a baby on the way, who died fighting the Thomas Fire this week, is back home in San Diego. A long line of first responders escorted the body of Corey David Iverson. The 32-year-old died Thursday of burns and smoke inhalation. He's survived by his wife, 2-year-old, and they had a daughter on the way. And tonight, we are seeing how firefighters from our area responded in Ventura County after learning of his death. Crews from Modesto and Turlock found a flagpole, gathered 50 people for a last call, lowering the flag to half staff. Remembering Mayor Ed Lee tonight, an overflow crowd lined up this afternoon to say goodbye to the mayor at San Francisco City Hall. Governor Brown was one of the first to speak on the mayor's humanity and leadership.
Ed Lee was a real person. He was a person that communicated integrity, a love of life. I never saw him down.
Kept him over there.
Speakers also included acting Mayor London Breed and 3 former San Francisco mayors, including who you just saw there, Willie Brown, Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom, and Senator Dianne Feinstein. Lee's daughters also spoke. The 65-year-old mayor died this week of a heart attack while grocery shopping. A petition is now circulating to rename the Embarcadero Plaza opposite the Ferry Building to Ed Lee Plaza. As of last check, it has more than 1,500 signatures. Tonight, an off-duty police officer is in jail accused of shooting up a high-end San Francisco hotel. Police were called to the Four Seasons Hotel on Market Street just before 5 this morning. Responding to multiple shots fired, the Richmond police officer, who's the suspect, surrendered peacefully. San Francisco police are not releasing many details about what happened, but they do say nobody was hurt.
We've recovered a firearm from the incident, and there was a shelter in place during the incident. There are no reports of anyone injured, and we're assessing the level of property damage at this point.
That officer was taken to San Francisco General to assess his medical condition as a precaution. Since 2016, Californians could use recreational pot, but they needed a medical marijuana card to buy it. But come January 1st, recreational pot will be legal in California. The state's starting to issue sellers' licenses, and as reporter Jessica Flores reports, plenty of businesses want one.
Here's a sample of the dried flowers that we sell.
Christmas came early for Matt Lucero's San Jose business, Buddy's Cannabis. It's among the first 20 dispensaries in California to get a state license to sell recreational marijuana. Lucero's license number, 1.
Overnight, it's opening up a whole new customer base. So I'm anticipating increased sales of about 30% starting January 1st.
Lucero is stocking up for New Year's Day when recreational marijuana sales become legal. January 1st, not quite Black Friday, but here, certainly Green Monday.
Our store is going to open an hour earlier than usual. We're going to have sales throughout the place, and we are expecting mild chaos.
The city of San Jose is allowing recreational marijuana shops, but most cities right now ban the stores. Still, state regulators are expecting a surge of businesses to apply for licenses to sell recreational marijuana. The Bureau of Cannabis Control has only been accepting applications for a week, and already it's received 200.
I'm very happy that California has been able to lead the way, both in medical and now with recreational sales.
For Lucero, this is just the beginning of a budding industry about to boom.
And tonight, concern the pot sold in California come January 1st could be tainted. What could be in the pot? We're going to have that story tonight on the CBS 13 News at 10. New tonight, we have just learned Senator John McCain has left the hospital. Described as exhausted but okay, the 81-year-old is headed for Arizona for the holidays. A source says his ability to get on a plane is a good sign. McCain is fighting an aggressive brain tumor.
This bill's not going to pay for itself. Everybody knows that.
Tonight, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have a lot to say about this week's big tax vote. Republicans in the Senate say they have enough votes to pass it, even without Senator McCain. Here's CBS 13's Laura Podesta.
Republican senators are broadcasting their support for the tax cut bill, saying there is no downside to the plan to decrease personal taxes and shrink the corporate tax rate.
This is something that's designed to be able to energize the economy. It should work.
This is good news for the American people. We're going to get the economy roaring back again and improve pay and increase jobs.
But Democrats and independents like Vermont's Bernie Sanders point out the tax breaks that benefit the middle class will expire in 2025.
Because the benefits for the middle class are temporary, while the corporate benefits are permanent. At the end of the decade, over half of the middle class will be paying more in taxes.
Also speaking on Face the Nation Sunday, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said he has no doubt that the GOP-led Congress will pass the bill this week, and most Americans will see their take-home pay grow by early next year.
This is about hardworking families that are going to see, starting in February, tax cuts.
Though, as Republican Governor John Kasich of Ohio points out, that extra money will come at a cost.
I do believe that cutting taxes makes sense. My concern about this bill is the debt. And they did not do enough to be able to cover. This bill's not going to pay for itself. Everybody knows that.
At last count, the national debt was over $20 trillion.
Well, the House is expected to vote on the bill first, followed by the Senate, and this bill could be on the president's desk by the end of the year. Your news at 5, just getting started. Is Amazon Alexa and Google Home spying on you? What a consumer group uncovered after pouring through patents. Free trees in Lodi, why they gave out free Christmas trees today.
It was kind of a shock thing.
It's the talk of the Arden area, the sea creature spotted in a Sacramento County pond. Well, could Amazon Alexa and Google Home spy on you? CBS 13's Jamie Yukas with what patent filings show and how the companies might use this data they hear in the future.
What's the weather tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Alhambra, you'll see lots of sun.
Elizabeth Saldivar has been relying on her Amazon Echo ever since she got one as a Christmas gift last year.
Did you have any concerns when you first got it?
Well, you know, I actually never really thought about it.
Google and Amazon, the leading companies that make these devices, say they only record your voice when you activate them with so-called wake words.
Alexa, turn on the hall lights.
Okay. Those recordings are then transmitted back to Amazon and Google servers, where the questions are analyzed and answered. While that's how they work now, some are worried that could change in the near future.
They're there to track you, to surveil you, and to sell you.
The advocacy group Consumer Watchdog studied dozens of patent applications for possible future advances in Google and Amazon's smart home technology.
What these patents describe is that they're always watching. They're always listening.
One Amazon patent shows the company could instruct the Echo device to listen for designated trigger words, like a discussion of vacation destinations. It could then transcribe that conversation and use it to try to sell the user of the device a related product.
I just think that it's concerning that they would be able to have access to my private life.
A spokesperson for Amazon says it doesn't use voice recordings for targeted advertising, and just because a patent was filed doesn't mean that's how they're going to use it. Google says these claims are unfounded. 8 days to Christmas, stores are celebrating a surge in holiday spending. Business analysts say people are feeling a bit more confident in the economy, and people are making more money too, which is causing all of us to spend more.
Toys, electronics, appliances, home furnishings, and home repair items are really the big sellers, where you're seeing like 8% or 10% increases over last year.
UPS, FedEx, DHL have said they're hiring thousands of temporary workers to help deliver orders in time for the holiday. And the Postal Service in the Sacramento area says it is delivering packages all week, starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. And tonight, a nativity scene is on display outside the Capitol. The Diocese of Sacramento blessing the display this afternoon. It can be found off the north steps of the Capitol. Tonight, the talk in the Arden area, a sea lion spotted in a pond there.
It was kind of a shock thing. You know, you don't usually see things like that out here at Arden Pond.
Several people say they've seen the sea lion in the William Pond recreational area off the American River. Now, we searched for this sea lion today, but he or she did not make an appearance while we were there. In San Francisco, however, a man recovering from a sea lion bite to the groin at Aquatic Park. Another person bit within 24 hours of that attack. The Aquatic Park Cove now closed. Rangers say attacks like these are extremely unusual. The last one happened near San Francisco 11 years ago, also at Aquatic Park. And we heard from the Marine Mammal Center today. They said that it's very normal for these sea lions to be in the American River. And if it's hurt, then they'll come. But otherwise, they're just going to let it be.
Interesting.
And now we might have some rain on the way, huh?
I know, yeah, it's been a while. We've been below average for the month of December when it comes to the rainfall. You know, it kind of slowed down. Mother Nature quit sending those weather systems through. We do have one. It's going to be a quick moving system, but it could also make some travel impacts. So it's something we're going to keep a close eye on. Right now, things are quiet. Thankfully, yesterday was rough, wasn't it? Those strong winds couldn't even hold on to these sky cams yesterday. Right now, our Embassy Suites sky cam not looking too bad. You can see it's rather stable here. Looking at mostly clear skies throughout most of the day, maybe a couple of high clouds we saw floating around. That was pretty much it. Most of Northern California seeing a fair amount of sunshine, as you can see right here. We can double check that with our satellite picture. Satellite-wise, showing a couple of clouds moving on in from the north, but that's pretty much it. And of course, your radar loop is completely clear across Northern California. Why? Here's why. Where's our jet? Jet's up to the north. And we continue to watch those low pressure systems, our storm systems. They ride this jet. So we are favoring the northern part of the Pacific Northwest when it comes to that next weather system that will be moving through. But no complaints with the temps. Nighttime hours, definitely chilly, but that's kind of what you get, of course. It's December. Daytime hours, though, we've been warming up, and we're rather mild now. 54 degrees currently in Sacramento, 52 in Fairfield, 56 in Stockton. Foothills, you're in the 40s and then the 30s as we make our way into the high country, below freezing right now in Truckee. Winds are about 5 to 10 miles per hour. A lot better than what we were seeing yesterday, right? Out of the south, actually, in the Sacramento Valley, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And they're going to be rather calm as we go into tonight and for tomorrow. As you can see, San Joaquin Valley temperatures 30s, back up to just about the mid and lower 60s for your highs tomorrow. Sacramento, 37 is your low, back up to 62, pretty much to the lower 60s across the Sacramento Valley for tomorrow's afternoon highs. You got to go back to work Monday. At least it's going to be nice weather, right? 39 for your low in Sonora, 57 when it comes to Forest Hill. And then as we continue to make our way up into the higher elevations for the Sierra, also looking at mostly sunny skies. Winds shouldn't be too bad. 49 for your high in Portola if you're headed out to South Lake Tahoe. 47 for your high tomorrow. But look at this, some cold lows here. Truckee, just about 11. Bay Area also anticipating a fair amount of sun here. 42 for your low in Monterey, and then we're back up just to the 60s when it comes to those afternoon high temperatures, including San Francisco, topping out at 62 degrees and not anticipating any rain, not just for San Francisco, Bay Area, but also up to Fort Bragg. Should be quiet with mostly sunny skies. Now here's Futurecast. I'm going to time this out for you. Now this model, because we're going all the way into the middle of the week, it doesn't necessarily show the difference between rain or snow. This is just to show you the timing, but it gives us a pretty good idea. Once we head into Tuesday, by Tuesday morning, we're going to get a southerly wind shift. That's going to increase the dew points. It's going to pull in a little bit more moisture, and as it does so, that means Tuesday morning we might deal with some fog. Rain doesn't arrive until Wednesday, but it could be as early Wednesday morning. A lot of our models are pulling it in after midnight Tuesday, so I don't think Tuesday's a big deal. But once we go into Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, that's the time frame, that's the day that we're going to watch the system push through, and it could be that accumulating snowfall that we were just talking about. So we do have the potential of some travel delays for the high country coming up here on Wednesday. Also breezy wind conditions thrown in there too. Now after that system moves through, we're back to just about the 50s. And we've been above average with these numbers for quite some time. So we're dropping from the 60s back to about the mid 50s. And we continue with that trend going into Saturday. And look at that, Curtis. What is that on the bottom right of the screen?
Christmas Eve.
Okay. Where's the excitement here, Curtis? I mean, it's Christmas Eve. Yes, I get excited when I get to put the little icons on the 7-day forecast.
You get just as excited whenever we have rain, so
Yes.
I was thrown for a loop. I didn't know what you were excited about, Christmas Eve or rain.
You keep me level. You keep me level, Curtis. All right. Thank you.
No, thank you. Still to come, CBS 13 was in Lodi today. Why they were giving away Christmas trees. And this daredevil right here, blindfolded, what he just accomplished for the first time to get into the world of records. People in need got free Christmas trees and turkeys in Lodi today.
Christmas made in one trip.
The police department does this every year and partnered with Lowe's and Ollie's Pub. And as you can imagine, the families who showed up getting these trees and turkeys were quite excited.
I was almost in tears. We drove up and she goes, okay guys, let's go pick a tree. And they went, yay, because they weren't going to have it otherwise. So it's really wonderful that the community was able to do it.
The department was out helping people take these trees home through the afternoon.
2, 1.
That's the sound of Fleet Feet's annual Holiday Classic kicking off this morning. The 5K race at Sutter's Landing Park in Sacramento. It's free, but runners were asked to bring a toy for the Salvation Army Toy Drive.
We're serving total in Sacramento County about 4,500 families. So multiply that by 3 with children in the family on average. So that tells you how many toys we need.
Salvation Army still looking for those donations. They pass out these toys on Wednesday. Up next, a new Guinness World Record made blindfolded, where this man braved a 26-minute walk over the valley. And here's a look at tonight's primetime lineup on CBS 13 at 6, 60 Minutes, followed by Wisdom of the Crowd at 7, NCIS LA at 8, Madam Secretary at 9, and then we are back here for the CBS 13 News at 10. Finally tonight, one very brave man set a new Guinness World Record blindfolded. Some call him brave, I call him nuts. 18-year-old Pablo Signoret, or Signoret. He's from France. You think it's Signoret? I think it's Signoret.
I don't know.
Well, he walked blindfolded across a 1,300-foot-long slack line. It was stretched over a valley in China, and it took him 26 minutes to do this. The guy can't see a thing. A Guinness record verifier was there, so we know it's true. It was certified as a world record. And you know what? This guy wasn't the only person who did this. 2 other slackliners, including a young woman from Canada, also tried it out, but it didn't happen for them.
Well, he's tethered to the thing, right?
He is tethered. It looks like he's got
good for I couldn't do that, but I'm just saying, you know.
Are you saying he cheated? Are you saying he should not have been tethered?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if he, I would try that, because if you fell, you're not going to.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Well, that's it for us here. We hope to see you back here tonight at 10 o'clock. Until then, have a great night, everybody.